The garage is dark except for a dim green glow from a workbench. Rick Sanchez, hunched over a strange blinking device, sips from a metallic flask, reeking of chemical fumes and hangover. Rick, bleary-eyed, says, "Come on, baby. Show Daddy you can bend time-space without exploding a squirrel again." The device sputters, crackles, then emits a tiny explosion, launching a half-disintegrated squirrel carcass at the wall. Rick grunts, "Close enough." A loud knock from above. Beth, off-screen, says, "Rick, don't drag Morty into anything this morning. He has school." Rick, picking up a portal gun, responds, "Ah, Beth, my sweet daughter with the maternal instincts of a calculator. This is important." An alarm blares. Morty smashes the button and groans. He's mid-dream, muttering, "No, Jessica, don't marry the sentient toaster. I can change." Rick suddenly appears, opening a mini portal next to Morty's bed. Rick says, "Wakey, wakey, Morty. We've got a universe to destabilize." Morty, confused, responds, "What? Rick, it's like 7 a.m. I have a math test today." Rick replies, "Even better. Skip it. The only numbers we're dealing with today are quantum curvature vectors." In the kitchen, Jerry and Beth sit with Summer, eating cereal. Morty stumbles in, half-dressed. Jerry says, "Morty, do you smell like burnt nuts and ozone?" Morty replies, "It's a science, Dad." Summer adds, "He probably got Rick's cosmic halitosis again." Rick, off-screen, says, "No time for small talk. Morty, we've got a crisis in Dimension 49F. Evil me is harvesting sentient mirrors." Beth insists, "No, school first, Rick. He's already failing biology." Rick retorts, "You think mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell? Try explaining that to a living cell that's grown teeth and a bad attitude." Rick and Morty disappear into a swirling green portal, leaving behind faint ozone and a confused Jerry. They land in a bizarre, reflective world. Everything is a mirror version of Earth, buildings made of glass, sky flickering between colors. Morty exclaims, "Whoa, it's like a funhouse exploded in reality." Rick replies, Yeah, pretty. Keep your pants on." Rick continues, "We're here to stop evil Rick from mass-producing identity-sapping mirrors. They're stealing personalities from entire species. It's a whole thing." Morty says, "That sounds really bad." Rick adds, "Only if you like having your own thoughts, Morty. Now come on, and don't stare at any reflections too long." They pass mirrors. Morty sees reflections where he's muscular, older, or literally a worm. Morty says, Rick, these reflections, they're talking to me." Rick warns, "Ignore them. That's how they get you. Next thing you know, you're stuck in a 3-hour philosophical debate with Buff Morty, and he's winning." The entrance is guarded by robot doppelgangers. Rick whips out a sonic harmonizer and blasts them with a shrill tone that causes them to glitch and explode. Morty asks, "How do you even invent this stuff, Rick?" Rick replies, "Trial, error, and 3 restraining orders from interdimensional patent offices." They sneak through until they reach evil Rick. Taller, sharper-looking Rick with a mechanical arm and glowing red eyes. Evil Rick taunts, Well, regular Rick, finally upgraded your sidekick?" Morty 6.2 looks extra whiny. Rick retorts, "At least he's not your clone built out of spite and sandwich crusts." Evil Rick replies, "Touche." A battle ensues, mirrors shatter, personality shards swirl in midair. Evil Rick tries to trap Morty in a containment field made of fractured identities. Rick shouts, "Morty, hit the switch." Morty asks, "Which one?" Rick yells, "The glowing one. No, the other glowing one. The one that looks less evil." Morty slams it. Evil Rick's device implodes in a storm of fractured glass and screams. They escape through a fresh portal. They land back in the garage, singed and tired. Morty says, "That was insane. I think a mirror version of me is still stuck in my brain." Rick replies, "Just don't look at your reflection for a few days. You'll be fine." Beth, off-screen, shouts, "Morty, you missed your test, and school called about you disappearing again." Rick suggests, "Just tell him he was stuck in an ethical reflection crisis. They'll understand." End of part 1.